Christians, it's our Super Bowl, it's our World Series, it's our our Holy Week. I mean, it is what it's all about. And just think about that during the course of a week, during the course of 8 days. Uh, Jesus is brought into Jerusalem, Matthew 21. He teaches some of his greatest messages about, and when he comes in, he's declared Hosanna the King. They cast their coats down in front of him. They put the palm branches down. He fulfills specific prophecies one after another. Nearly every minute of the day, he is fulfilling another prophecy. And he's kept up within the walls of the city for 4 days as they test him, question him, examine him, and he gives some of the great prophecies, things that we reference a lot. We don't really notice their timing, but things like when he's talking about the end times, Matthew 24:5 and 24 and 25, where we go so often talking about end times things. Well, that's during this week. Uh, the majority of the book of John takes place from effectively Wednesday forward of this week. Now, I don't know where the kids are. They're probably all still sleeping. Silas doesn't sleep, so ever, except when he's at men's group sometimes. So that's only after he's told us how to talk about that. The majority of the book of John takes place from Wednesday forward of this week. The majority of the book of John starts in the upper room. It's amazing. We don't like put in structure how much of the books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, like where it's happening in time. And so much of it happens during this week. He cleanses the temple, for example, this week. That's during this time. He says that not one stone will be left upon another during this time. It's so much that happens during this week. And so as he's there, and then we come to Wednesday, it'll be, well, in my view, some people put it on Thursdays, but on Wednesday on our calendar, as it begins to be night, that becomes 14 Nisan at sundown. That begins the Passover. And at the Passover, he's in the upper room with his disciples, and they have the traditional Jewish Passover. And then Judas goes out to betray him, to sell him for 30 pieces of silver. And while Judas is away, he institutes the Lord's Supper. And then they sing a song and they go to the Garden of Gethsemane. That's when he prays, and prays so fervently that he sweats drops of blood. And the disciples are just wiped out. They're sleeping. They can't take it. But then just moments after that, here come the soldiers and Judas to arrest him. Now Peter's wide awake, swinging swords. They go from there to Pilate's hall. It's early, the dark hours of what would be Thursday for us, still 14 Nisan. So the sun hasn't broken yet on Passover Day, on the Jewish day. He's being trials and all that has happened. They didn't wait until 9 a.m. like our courts would do. They started in the middle. It's in the early morning. It's still dark outside. It's still dark outside, and you've got people that just live on the street. Peter's hanging out with them. They got a fire. Lady says, "I know that you're with Jesus." Peter denies him. Denies him again. Denies him again. Jesus looks at him. So Peter's right there near where all of this is going down. He's back and forth, back and forth. Now it's daylight. It's still Passover day. Tomorrow is a high day. It's a high Passover day. You can't have anything going on tomorrow. and then it's Sabbath, so that you can't have anything hang it. You can't. So they've got to hurry. Crucify him! Crucify him! Take him out! Beat him with a cat of nine tails. That's not enough. Crucify him! Crucify him! His blood be on us and our children. Nail him to the cross. Now, as the day is coming down, Jesus or God turns out the lights on Jesus. He's hanging upon the cross. It is finished. The earth quakes. This veil that we're looking at this morning tears from the top to the bottom. Or maybe that was 3 days later. But it was somewhere in there, okay? The veil tears. And then it's over. Nicodemus, Josephus, or not Josephus, Nicodemus and Joseph of Arimathea, they come, beg Pilate, get the body. We've got to hurry before it's dark. So as the sun is setting, they get him into the tomb, set a seal. Roman guard comes to watch. This is all in the same week. They come and set a watch. Day 1, it started. Day 2, nothing's going on. But then, as it begins the sun to break a week from today, Resurrection Sunday morning, the rocks, there's another earthquake. A rock goes rolling. There's a jailbreak out of hell. I mean, there's a grave break. There's a disturbance in the cemetery. And Jesus comes forth out of that grave. The disciples come, Mary, they come and they are going to take care of the body of Jesus. They haven't been able to because it's been the high holy day. It's been the Sabbath day. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't. It was the first chance that they had to care for him before day 4, when he would have begun to corrupt. Had to be right then. Why seek ye the living among the dead? He is not here, for he is risen. So they go back. You're crazy. Well, come see. Peter starts going. He's running. John starts going. He starts after Peter. John's faster than Peter. But he gets to the tomb and he stops outside. Peter is not one to stop. He runs right on in. Where is he? He's risen. All that this week. It's the greatest story. It's the most powerful, most impactful thing, and the story of it's already been told. It had been forecasted again and again and again throughout the scriptures. And as we're looking at inside of the holy place today, and we see that veil, we see it, the hidden hidden sanctuary behind, the hidden throne room of God. But he makes a way. The blood has come clear from the outside, from the judgment altar, all the way to the golden altar, all the way to the throne of God and the mercy seat. And there is a way, a new, a living way that is brought through there. All right, I don't know. I just felt like going off about that for a little while today. It's my favorite time of the year. It's a wonderful time. We will have Lord's Supper on Wednesday night. I really encourage you to be here. Wear clean socks and come on Wednesday night. And so if you've not experienced some of the things that we've begun to do here, it's not that it's part of the, I don't believe that it's an ordinance, but if you choose to participate, it's completely voluntary. We'll do like Jesus did and wash our feet. Husbands, wives, wash each other's feet. Women, if you don't have a husband or wife here, women, men. So it won't be kind of weird like that, but it'll be, it's weird enough, just husband washing wife's feet. Pretty gross. Yeah. I'll put some Vaseline down here and we'll go. But love you. And so I'll humble myself. And so we'll do that. And It's we stopped doing. It's not just a little bitty thing of juice. There's a cup of juice, and instead of just a little hunk of bread, it's a loaf of bread, and well, it's Jewish bread. It's not like doesn't look like Wonder Bread. Yeah, it's really good. Jonah loves it, and and we'll just spend time on Wednesday. So I hope that you'll be able to be here and participate with us. Make it a priority. I know you guys have got stuff going on Wednesday. If you, I'm looking forward to that, and just this week, if you can, and make extra time to be in the Gospels. Make extra time. I would encourage you this week to try to read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John's crucifixion accounts this week. It's probably a lot to ask you to try to read the entirety of all of the Gospels, but reading the crucifixion accounts wouldn't be difficult, and to try to get through those this week be really good for you and for all of us. I will. It'll be, it's not that you haven't read them before. As you're reading this verse, your mind's already telling you what's happening in the next. You know the pace of it, you know the canter of it, but it's nothing like it being in there again and just putting your eyes on it again. I would encourage you very, very much to do that this week. Okay. Then next thing before we get into the lesson, this week. So this will be a busy week around here. You're going to, when you come drive by, you'll see activity. I'm told that next week we'll be parking, that Sunday morning we'll be parking on new parking lot down through there. They'll be done this week. They're aware that next Sunday is what it is. And so Christian guys working on this whole company, and so they're going to be working on things and getting that done. That's why there's a tractor over there. He didn't understand when I told him where to park the trailer. Parked it on our neighbor's property. Oops. But it just knocked down some of the brush. So we'll just tell him we're helping him out. But that'll be moved in the morning, and stuff will be flying. I mean, it'll be a fairly quick project, and I'm excited about it. I really am. I really believe it is the proper step next. And I'm going to ask. So next week when you're here, there will be. We're going to add some chairs this week, another row across. So be a little less room for your legs. It won't be quite JetBlue, but it won't be the business class on American either. So, we're just not going to beat you and kick you out because you want to eat your peanuts. So, so we'll be that. I'm hoping to meet with a fella tomorrow. That has access to the Olson storage, where we have those. And I'm going to try to pick out. I noticed that right behind Sister Kim, there's a chair that's torn. We have a few torn chairs there on the other side. So we've repaired several, but there's still a few that are kind of beat up. So we'll try to do our best to make them look good and get new chairs in. We'll test our overflow system for the other side, just in case that we are overfull, to be sure that we have screens. And just put we unboxed and I took out the old television out of the nursery yesterday, but I didn't get the new one, new to us. I didn't get it installed yet into the nursery, but it's there. It'll work. And then next door, I'm going to switch that one out because it doesn't work very well. We'll have chairs over there. So we'll have overflow set up, parking. Usually, sometimes my family arrives in three, from my house there's three of us, and sometimes there's three vehicles here. We'll do our best Sunday to come in one vehicle, so that means they're going to get up and come with me in the morning early, so that it will help parking. Alan's GMC, we're going to try to get it out of here today. He's not in here, but it's for sale. So we'll get that cleaned up. And if you have any extra time this week and you want to just come and poke around the building and find things that need to be cleaned or dolled up, there's not necessarily a list. I'm going to trust your eyes. There's stuff that you see and just, if it was your house, if you had some extra time around, what would you do? Well, that's going to be fine. No one's going to bark at you. You don't need a vote from the church to do stuff around here. So if you have a chance to do something, then that would be great. There's not any pressure to do that, but it might be beneficial to you, and it will be beneficial to us if you get some extra time and you want to come poke around. I will say that Thursday, though, we have a wedding in here on Saturday morning. So she is going to start decorating Thursday evening. So whatever work you're doing, probably not in here, but on this side, but the other side, the front and the back, probably can do that. It's a small wedding, but there's that. Okay. Any questions or comments about what's going on? I am not at liberty. I really want to tell you I am ecstatic about it, but I can't. So it's tough. It's hard, Jim. Shouldn't ask me those tough questions. Yes, and it will be announced after, and everybody will be very excited, but I just can't say today. So you might learn about it outside, but without my sharing the information. I'll say that. So, how much closer can I get without stepping on that landmine? Okay. I hate people telling me that I can't say stuff. Blabber, 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 blabber. Yeah. Okay. So it's good. Very happy. Very happy. And you'll notice some immediate changes in things. It's going to be good off the chain. Can't wait. Okay, so all right.
10 next Sunday.
Yeah, 10 next Sunday. Coffee, donuts, fellowship on the other side, and so we'll have all that. Em's bringing the maple bars. Actually, don't do that to her. She hates maple bars. So. Okay, you do not need to bring donuts, but apparently there's been a special order made. Are they Krispy Kremes? Are you running to Salem on Sunday morning to get hot Krispy Kremes? You could do a sunrise service. Drive to Salem, get hot Krispy Kreme, and bring them back. Yeah, I know. So there's nothing like Krispy Kreme when the hot sign is on. Okay, so, well, by the time they get over here, they're not hot anymore. They're cold. You have to get them when they're hot. It's not the same. Huh? Yeah. I brought, as a fundraiser, I paid for the fundraiser, okay? So. Merrily. We do need flowers. That would be awesome. That is exactly where I was going to go next. Yes, please. Yeah, take out any of the poison. I'm going to try to have Alan or Michael to get in the attic and switch out the air filter this week too. And do you notice anything about the lights?
Bulbs have changed.
Yeah, these look awesome. Those look terrible. And it's unbalanced up here, so I just have one over here. We used the bulbs that we had. I'm going to try to get more of those. I really like the way that looks with those kind of I don't even know what color that's called, but those LEDs, it's just a nicer, friendlier lighting. I like it. So we'll try to, it's just been seeming to me to be darker and darker in here. And Em says it's because those CFLs yellow over time, and they are yellow. And they've been in there, we put those in, and so that's been 2014, and they need to get, it's time for them to go away. They can become emergency bulbs for some other time. Huh? Yeah. Is there anything else we need to jabber about? So, Brother Jim, Brother Caleb, and Brother Jonah, you guys can help next Sunday morning with parking. We'll put those vests on you so that people see. We won't, even though it's going to be gravel, the new area, so Joe won't be able to park over there since he wears high heels. Since it's going to be gravel over there in the new area, we're still going to line that. We're going to put parking lines on all of that down through so people know how to do it. Otherwise, anyway, so that we can get the most use out of our new space, we'll do that. That won't be there Sunday, so these guys will line you up as you come in. And what I want us to also to start thinking is this is the in, come through, and that's the exit. If we think about it in that way, it'll help because all along Range Drive there is going to be angled parking. So as you come in, it'll make it easy just to hook left and angle park down through that way. And this will really, I think it'll make it easy in and out, and it'll gross up our parking spaces quite a lot, make it also safer. So we don't have two-way traffic back and forth, and we've got the bunches of kids and all of that. So that's things to talk about. Yeah, Brother Jim?
You want the van parked on that side of the building next to you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, try to get it, free up as much space here in the building as we can. Be sure, think about Jerry and Darlene. We need to be sure that they have spaces reserved right up here. We want to be, yeah. I'm talking about Jerry's mental.
Oh,
No, not at all.
Oh,
you know. Lord's fixing my leg. It's better every day.
amen. 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 I tease on you though. So, that's how you know you're loved around here. If we're not flicking junk at you. So there's okay, yeah. So go back to Joe's original question. However, I got wandering around on that. So coffee and donuts, whatever juice, Sunday morning at 10. About 10:30, we'll come over here and have an early song service and break from that around 10:50, 10:55 or so. And so we'll have another little break and then back in at 11-ish for the regular worship hour. And then that's it. For Sunday, there won't be an evening service on that day. Go hang out with your families, have a Easter ham. Thank God that you're Gentiles. And so that'll be on that day. Okay, so and so as we're starting to knock projects off the list, we get a new one. And we've talked about it a little bit today, but you see that the neighbors are going up with that wire fence, which is kind of what you might have anticipated they were going to do when they put the T-post in. Hopefully that doesn't mean that they are going to buy a pig. But I think that we should start talking about looking at a wooden fence in front of that, make it look nice. You know, it's fine they put their fence up. That's their right. They can do that. I'm not mad at them about it at all. Their job, it's theirs. But we had even talked about helping that guy with a new, the guy that's behind with a new fence, so it looks nicer. But I think we can do something there, make it look good. Jim?
Looks like they're putting a garden, they got fruit trees.
That'd be good. That'd be good. They'll have bees. Yeah.
And I walked out the space.
Hopefully they'll have bees.
temporary classrooms, you know, you fit on one of those, if you look at the pads, set 20 feet out, it'll fit on one 10-foot pad out to the edge.
Okay.
So it's gonna be
That might be a better thing to do,
sort of level.
yeah. Yeah, let's talk to Eric about that today. Maybe that would be a better thing to do, especially in light of that change. Oh, there was something else. I just keep adding things, but this we don't. We have a toddler size play set. It's like a play school. It's plastic. It's in between the shed and the church building over here. And it's just about time to probably put that out there. That would be perfect for Elijah and Aurora for those size. Lila's a couple months out from that, but she's not far. And so that would be perfect. It's too small for Silas. And so we'll probably have to yell at him all the time to get off of it. But I'm sure Zeke will be on it too. You know, he's too big. But it's about time to set that up. I think that would be fun too for the little guys. All right. Happy times. Good stuff. Okay. Any other thing while we've been jabbering? It was really good. We got gone really late on Friday, so we got up there at about 11:30, 11:40. It was 11:30, 11:40.
Why are you arguing?
I pulled up, looked at the clock in the van. So it was close. It was close to midnight, but not quite. And no one slept at all. And so, but we were back going for, had a good breakfast, and then it was just Mountain View and Lighthouse. Mountain View had a group about the size of ours. We might have had a kid or two more. I don't know. It was really close in numbers. I think we wound up taking 15 kids. We had more, but we had several bail out at the end. But that's okay. They were close to going, and so that's awesome. And the kids that we took were fantastic. I wasn't griping about the number of kids we had at all. So that was good. There was a preacher there from Gig Harbor. No. Oak Harbor, which is, I think, further up yet. And young guy, maybe 30 years old. He did a really good job. And for the message, our kids did really well with the sword drill. So our Wednesday night work has been paying off, and so they did really good with the sword drill. They did really good with the Bible quiz stuff. They did well. And we had 2 saved.
All right,
Yeah.
great news.
Young Quentin that has been coming mainly on Wednesdays. He's Crystal Pickner's son. And he just asked such good questions. Well, he came forward, and I was talking to him, and so I was like, and he says, well, can I just get saved now? Well, this kind of explains, can I just do it now? Can I just get saved now? Absolutely, let's go, buddy. And then young Harley also accepted Christ as her Savior. So we don't get to see her a lot on Sundays because she is going with Adam and the Dooley family to South Beach. But she does come on pretty good occasion to Wednesdays. She's just a wonderful kid. I just think she's fantastic. I think she's 14. So several of the kids gave testimonies, and that was awesome. Jessica Burton came with her mom. Her mom drove her up there. And we thought, this is the strangest thing. I've never had a parent ask, can I go drive my kid to the youth rally? Sleep on the concrete. Especially someone who, she's never even been to the church. She came, so I just didn't know how it was going to go. She bawled her eyes out all Saturday. Just loved it. was rejoicing. I think it was refreshment to her soul. I would not be surprised at all to see her maybe today. I just would not be surprised. She had a great time. Jessica gave testimony. There's there's work to be done in all of our kids' life, and they're all so challenged. I remember praying at youth rallies and saying, thank you, God, for our kids and for their parents, and bless their homes. It was interesting how the Lord just kind of took and started shaping my prayers and saying, thank you for our parents and for our guardians. It's a small and one extra word, but it means a whole lot different, doesn't it? And some of what our kids are going through. We took a guy that Jonah will remember as Josh Kelly, who I made do push-ups one night wearing a dog tag, and so that's an epic camp memory. But he now goes by his birth name of Damien, and he went with us. He's 21 now. In the last about 4 years of his life have been, not that he's had any easy period of his life, but the last 4 he's really been through some things. And but he's working, has his own place, taking care of himself. He's been standing on his feet, and he talked 4 hours from here to Washington. He talked 12 hours in Washington, and he talked 4 hours back. And his motor never stopped. Tesla needs to figure out how to keep that motor running as well as his. He talked, and it was refreshing to him, and it was good. It was good for me to be with him, and he made connections with some of the kids who've been through some of the hard things that he's been through, and he's got distance to go. He's on a hard path. You'll see him sometime here soon, I'm sure, and you'll recognize he's been on a hard path. He's got distance to go. It's okay. It's really okay. And I'm just excited. Damien. And I can't pronounce his last name, his birth last name. It's Sire Walsh, something like that. But it's not just that way. There's a different consonant emphasis in there somewhere. So, and that's just the weekend. So yeah, 21. So just hard path. But I've been thinking about another Joshua Hernandez, and thinking about the early days of our church, and I'd actually been praying, God, it'd be great to have some more people that are going through it, and that I can go through it with them. So, and then he contacted me out of the clear blue sky, and here we go. So, praise the Lord. I'm excited. God's doing awesome stuff. So, God's doing awesome stuff. I'm excited about him getting here. I really am. I'm really excited for him to be here, and for us to have a chance just to be a family and a support around him and support you guys as it's going to be tough. Your schedule is going to be hard. So, this is a real opportunity to show the love of God and just watch God work in people's lives, and we'll be patient. We will be tested a little bit. We'll get pushed, and it's going to be for everyone's benefit. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good. So, if God trusts us with people, think about that. If here's a wandering sheep, and God trusts that sheep to you, what does that mean? And so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. Kim.
Have you ever seen or heard of Dakota again?
Yeah, I see him once in a while. Yeah.
What kind of stuff for him?
He's living in Toledo. There are some nonsensical things, not with him as much as with his wife,
Okay. Oh, I didn't
and
know he's married.
married with children. And if you see him nowadays, he looks a lot more like his father.
Yeah.
He's big. Yeah.
Was Rick his father?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So-
Last time I saw him was here, and that was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Just one time.
When I see him, though, he's still, gives me a hug. He's heart's about the same. Right for him. I think the Lord moved a couple different little pieces in his wife's heart that it's not too big of a bridge to get over. He's it's amazing how much, because always he was thin and strong, and he swam and played football, and he had body built like that. His body's a lot like his dad's now. So if you ever knew Rick, so I poked him, and he stop that. So, yeah, he was working for Napa, but now he's doing something else. But it's neat. Anything else? We have 5 minutes until we break. Is there anything that we can do in 5 minutes? I think that we can look at this second and third bullet point in 5 minutes. Exodus 37:17. This will be a quick, I think it's interesting. You have a boat, you have a ship. Not to sound too much like 2022, but what is the boat's pronouns? They're girls, yeah. So I've always wondered that, because there are a few fishing boats down in Newport that have male names. And so, like Timmy Boy, do they call the fishing vessel Timmy Boy She? It could be really woke. Yeah, it could be a really woke. All right, but so this kind of goes. A lot of times we do things. The church, church's pronouns. What are the church's pronouns? Her. She, her. Or hey you. I'm sorry. Just had a flashback from my biology class. Anyway, I got to move. Mr. Mock. Is your girlfriend's name Baby? Mr. Mock. Mr. Mock, we don't want to talk to you about this. Okay, so, and he made the candlestick of pure gold of beaten work. He made he the candlestick. Look at this. His shaft, his branch, his bowls, his knops, and his flowers were of the same. One hunk of gold, and he beat it into shape. So, this is very cool. This piece of furniture has he, him, his pronouns. And that is unusual to have. So there is this reference here to his. So it shows us that represents Jesus Christ. This candlestick, this menorah, is about Jesus. In your mind, you can turn to John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory. Okay, so you know that. So the candlestick represents the Word of God, and we'll go further to try to describe that in the weeks to come. But we see that here, this candlestick has a hymn, and so it. And that last bullet point that you see there under third is, or sub-bullet, is it speaks of the unity of God and the fullness of the Holy Ghost. So this is the, so with them, with this one, it wasn't that they made a branch out here of candlestick and then attached it to the shaft. It was one thing, which I don't know how that they did that. I don't know how that they were able to make it so that you just have one hunk of gold that they beat. We'll talk about that too. That's pretty important for this week because it's a beaten work. So it shows the abuse of Christ, but and in that there's beauty made from that. I mean, it's mind-blowing when you think about it with that. And so you have this one thing, this unity that is there. And the unity also is described further with the oil. So you had one reservoir of oil that fed the 7 lamps. And so not only do you have one thing that's a solid structure, but that structure was able to siphon from one reservoir oil up to the lights. So there was it was tubing. I don't know how they did that. I mean, it's really fascinating how that was able to be done. It took the instruction of God. So, all right. Hardly any time for questions this morning, so I'm going to have to leave you stumped. Okay, so we're dismissed in a second.